Time for Hydro City
Yep.
Act 2.
Why'd you say it like that?
Hydrosity is a real
Anyway,
word.
I'm going to walk into the other room right now. I'm going to go get my Japanese copy of Sonic 3, open up the manual, and I will show you.
Last time I checked, I know he can't hear me, but last time I checked, we weren't in Japan, so you know.
Hydrosity Zone, Act 2, Hydro City.
Alright, I'm back. I have my Japanese copy of Sonic 3. I'm going to open it up, and we're going to look at this lovely manual.
Are we playing in Japanese right now?
Okay,
Last
no, wait,
time
I found a bug here. I fell down and now I can't get past the, I can't fly back up with Tails. I need Knuckles to climb up.
Wait, why can't you just go right? Oh, because
now I'm stuck. Now I'm stuck behind the thing.
You didn't layer properly.
Yeah, I didn't layer properly, so now I'm stuck.
If you do this in Sonic Advance, you just fall through the stage and die.
Wait, why can't you switch back to Tails?
That's not the point. The point is that well, no, because then
No,
Tails
I mean,
got stuck in the
why
pipe.
couldn't you switch back to Tails in order to get out of that?
I didn't think to try, but the point is I got.
I mean,
the point is I got stuck.
Hydro
I know when
City.
the other character leaves, he sort of makes a poing sound and jumps back into the screen where you are. So it's at worst it would just be like losing Tails.
Skylar's giving us a Japanese.
Oh yeah, just the stages section of the manual. Under
Are we
the
in
second
Japan
level
right now? Skylar,
I don't know what
do
version
we
he's
refer to
playing.
him as
PS4 is
Ryan?
region free.
But Ted, to be fair, you're also a person who says all animation is anime.
No, only if it was.
Make a okay.
No,
Okay,
only
so
if
you're
it's
not
animated.
one of those people.
Only if it's animated in Japan, which means Batman the Animated Series is an anime.
Okay, good. I kind of assumed you're going to be one of those people at the same time. So
No. Okay, look. Like in Japanese, it might be Hydro City, but in American English. Sorry, man, I'm a
Here in
dumbass.
American, it's Hydrosity.
Anime is a movement. Yes, I watch Mother's Basement. How could you tell?
Oh.
So anyway, before we rip each other's throats out over minor semantics,
I think we're past that point.
Ted, without that, what are we?
We all here at BrainScratch aspire to be professional shitbags. So
It's the only thing we yearn to be professional in anything.
Okay,
well, that would make our tagline.
I would like to propose a compromise, a happy medium. How about this? Howard Drawson City.
I can, you know what? I can work with that. It doesn't solve either of our concerns, but it gets us to stop arguing, meaning we're emulating the U.S. government perfectly. So
Dang, that got too real.
the U.S. government is, after all, the model for all diplomacy.
Exactly.
No, seriously, that was cosmic.
Yeah, so that was the 6th Chaos Emerald. I'm going to fail the 7th Chaos Emerald 2 times and then finally get it.
Wow, that was some weird-ass ramp jumping.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like he sort of landed on the ramp and then forgot he was on it and then landed on it again.
Yeah, if you close your eyes, it's not there.
So, question: how do you go back to the other characters? Because I see you have them.
You have to use the either the question mark or the swapper capsules. The swapper capsule will replace the character you are currently playing as with the first dot character on that list on the bottom. The question mark capsule will replace both characters with any 2 characters from the dots.
Oh, so it's okay. So you can only do it at capsules. You can't.
Yeah,
change
you can't just do it whenever you want.
Okay. That's a little lame, but whatever.
It's a sort of an element of strategy. Like you find the swapper boxes and you can use them to try and change characters to what you want. But the characters that you have out are also the ones that you're going to lose if you fuck up. So you might want to keep your better characters on reserve for the harder levels. And of course, you can always just kill yourself in the hope that you find another box with the character you're missing later.
Well, I found another ring really quickly.
Wow, that's a awkward place for it.
Yeah.
They found some inventive places to add rings, but they're so inorganic to the level design that you know that they were added later. They feel like they were added later. Like they feel like the balloons in Super Mario Odyssey added later.
A little bit, yeah.
Well, except that they're not put in out of bounds by 12-year-olds who think they're funny. So, you know, there's that.
Just by, a 30-year-olds who think they're funny.
30-year-old who think it's funny.
Yeah, I don't know which one is more insufferable, to be fair. So
let's find out on Call of Duty.
Well, you see, I would say the 12-year-olds say racial slurs, but then I remember Twitch streaming is a thing.
Yeah.
Where
Where if you can go more than 3 days without saying a racial slur on Twitter, you get an award. So
You know what I'm kind of surprised by, that they didn't try to add a bonus mode that's just something weird, like the Sonic Mania XL or something like that. You know?
I mean, there was Donkey Mode.
Maybe.
I think Sega would get mad at them if they tried to do something like that.
I suppose, but they could dress it up as something.
Here's the thing: they had to know when they hired these guys. At least Sega of America had to know what these guys were doing when they hired them, right?
Aaron totally knows.
Well, yeah, Aaron Weber would be totally behind all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's Sega of Japan that we got to worry about here. I mean, Aaron Weber knows how to play the fans, both in a good way and a bad way. Like, he can make anything sound good.
Where's our cupcakes?
Yeah, I know, right?
Whoa! That was bad.
That's definitely +1 cupcake.
We finally saw a failure.
Yep. But don't worry, I get them by the end, so it's all good.
No spoiler warning.
Yeah, there's not much margin for error with those mines in the 7th special stages there.
Well, more like on the 7th special stage, when you're going Mach 3, you don't want to wait towards the end to jump. You actually want to jump earlier than you think you do in order to actually land on the platform correctly.
Knuckles, great.
Well, like I said, the swapper one goes in order of the dots.
I kind of wish the swap noise was just a little quack.
It plays what was the oil one in Sonic 4 Episode 2?
Oil Desert.
Quack, 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 quack,
no,
quack,
quack,
quack, quack, quack, quack.
Just press
That
the
one
triangle
wasn't even
button.
that bad.
No, that was awful. That song was awful.
Wait,
Alright.
do you mean like the quacking sound that duck soldier makes in Freedom Planet?
Sure,
Okay, yeah,
why not?
you could do it that way, sure. But it piss off classic fans even more.
Okay, we don't want Knuckles. Get out of here, Knuckles. Oh, great.
Oh man, the titular character.
Just what I always wanted.
Man, who likes Sonic the Hedgehog, right? Not Sonic fans. They hate him. Nobody hates Sonic as much as a Sonic fan.
He's not wrong.
Just when you would have wanted Mighty to help jump over the spikes, you get the
The useless
Hedgehog.
blue fuck. Yeah.
useless blue fuck who, thanks to not being an armadillo, is not armored and cannot jump over spikes.
Oh, but it's okay. He can use elemental shields if he happens to find one. So that
well,
makes
if he
him just
had
as
an
good as
elemental
the
shield, he
rest.
could have
He
double
could've-
jumped over that. is
Yeah.
the thing.
Only if he had the right one. If you had
Yeah.
the
Two of them would have gotten over that.
yeah, but if you had the bubble shield, you would have been fucked. All
Well,
right.
yeah, if he had the bubble shield, he would have been fucked. But, in this game, now that we have the bonus stage, it's a lot easier to control which shield you have at any given time. Which is why I liked the bonus stages in the first place, and I'm glad they added it back in.
Ted, did the elemental shields take your?
No,
first
I'm
place
just
trophy in
tired
a
of
high
people
school
saying they're as
competition?
cool as flying because they're not.
I don't know, dude. This seems really deep.
No,
I think
it's
this goes deep.
no,
I don't
it's
know,
not.
Ted. I don't know, Ted. You can get a lot of air off that double jump. A lot. of
Yeah,
air.
but not as much as flying.
A good
It's
running
also
start
it's
can
way
get you
slower
over.
though.
A good running start can get you over any pit you would want to fly over, and you get twice the jumping height, which is a lot of jumping height.
Yeah, but you're not
So-
flying.
Yeah, but you're going.
You
No,
guys
Ted,
think the
so-
Insta Shield's cool too? I'm done with you people.
Yeah, it is.
The shield tears apart bosses.
The Insta Shield was only really useful in honestly.
Oh, what can you do? I can climb up walls and punch things really hard. What can you do? I can literally fly whatever you want to. I can go flint. Isn't that cool, guys? Huh? Going
Yeah,
flint.
I can
Because it blocks
I can kill
attacks.
I can kill bosses faster than anyone
Yeah.
else.
The Insta Shield was an
Lame.
the Insta Shield was an underappreciated power, but it was also situational. It wasn't very useful for traversing levels. It was useful, however, for killing things that otherwise were hard to deal damage to.
If they were like it, Sonic can already kill things from underneath. All it does is make you kill
the big
things
one
an inch away
is
further.
the big one is the Orbinaut from Launch Base Zone, which is surrounded by spikes and can't be attacked by the other two characters. So he can actually insta-shield straight through the spikes and kill them, which makes certain sections quite a lot
And it's also
easier.
really underrated when you consider its Japanese name, the W spin attack, which could be interpreted as double spin attack.
So it's literally twice as powerful, which goes back to what you were saying about the Orbina.
I think the reason
and some of the bosses.
I think the reason that they didn't call it that was because nobody knew what the fuck W stood for in the context of double until Final Fantasy VII happened.
Maybe.
And we all had to look
And
that
even
shit
then,
up.
I still didn't know what it stood for.
And then we all had to look that shit up to get why there was a W
I
there.
think
It
the
was
reason
like,
they changed
double.
it was whoever localized the menu or the manual and all that stuff. They used the technique. They're like, oh, it can kind of block projectiles. It's like a shield. We'll call it the Insta-Shield.
Well, it was more self-explanatory than fucking W spin.
Yeah, it's a cultural thing.
As far as I know, using W as a substitute for double is a Japanese
Yeah.
thing. Like, the only other instance of it I can think of is fucking Kamen Rider Double, where the logo's a W for no apparent reason.
Yeah, but then again, Japan also wants me to call things where it says X cross, and I just no, it's not Project Cross Zone.
That's not
it's
a
Project
Japan
X.
thing. That's a Britain thing.
Oh, well, they're
actually.
wrong. Okay, good. Then I can blame England, which makes me feel way better than blaming Japan, because I hate
Well,
those
yeah,
guys.
well, they were around first and they were using the language first, so technically we're the
I
ones
feel
wrong.
better being
yeah, but we're
xenophobic about
America,
one
so
place
that means
rather
that
than
we're
another.
supposed to pretend we're right even when we're not, so...
Also, it kind of makes the whole Xmas versus Christmas debate funny, because when you think about it, Xmas is really just Crossmas, which is basically the same word. It's just a shorthand.
Well,
but people
Christmas and
act like
Crossmas.
censorship. It's
And he's also in a cross game, John McClane. But then again, Bruce Willis came and said it's not a Christmas movie, even though he's wrong.
I mean, it's not Professor Cross Xavier's School for Gifted Mutants who holds the Crossmen now, is it? Because that would just sound
Sounds like
stupid.
the Crossman sounds like an alternate Christian knockoff of the X-Men.
Man, turning water into wine is the worst mutant superpower ever.
That sounds like the trippiest AVGN Bible Games episode.
Yeah. Initiation sucks, so they gotta get crucified.
The 12 apostles are now the Crossmen. They all have superpowers.
They all stop. They all just.
Can we make Crossman a thing?
we need a trademark.
Oh no! And instead of Magneto, it's what is it? Judas was the betrayer one.
Yeah, Judas. Oh, you know what? That actually works because Magneto and Xavier have that total bromance thing going on, and Judas and Jesus were totally gay. Like, Judas and Jesus literally kiss in the Bible. So you know what? Like, yeah. And if you've ever seen Jesus Christ Superstar, they're very much gay. So yeah, I'd be down for that.
I'm glad we're almost done with Sacrilege City Zone.
All right, someone. All right, fan artists get on that comic series now.
Yeah, let's not.
Like, dude, I've already offended the Sonic franchise. Man, Christians, pff, they don't scare me.
Well, to be fair, it doesn't take much to offend the Sonic fan, so you know, it's not exactly a.
That was a sweet victory glide, by the way.
Ooh, like fucking Sonic being a little episode 4, episode 1 in there.
Whoa. Okay, that was a bit weak. Okay.
And away we go.
I was expecting a
I
little
thought it
more
was
power
gonna
than that.
blast you through the wall.
Man, when they said they were going to add new transitions, I thought they were going to be interesting.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, speaking of interesting, they've kind of modified Knuckles' Act 1 and turned it into a for everyone Act 1 as far as the,
So did they get rid of the train and the flying section completely?
I think
The train's here
The
later,
trains-
but the sky chase sequence is completely gone.
is the Sky Chase sequence still in Mania mode?
Yes, it is for Sonic and
Yes.
Tails only.
Yeah. Well, the reason they got rid of that is obviously because it would have been a horrible stage for Mania mode. There's nothing for the character swapping to actually accomplish. But they couldn't just use Knuckles' level because the level design was based around Knuckles' abilities and Knuckles' abilities only.
They did change the level though.
Yeah, so they
Yeah.
so they altered the
now,
level.
in a way, we now have like a third act of Mirage Saloon.
Yeah. And honestly, this is much more satisfying than Sky Chase.
Yeah.
Well,
I agree.
Sky
I
Chase
enjoy
sucks
this
even in
act
Sonic
more.
2, so you know.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I wouldn't call the Mirage Saloon version of Sky Chase a bad level. It's, more dynamic and more fun to play than the original Sky Chase. It's just, it was
It's still
By
not good.
virtue of having something
It's-
at the second half of the stage.
It would have been more satisfying if they had done a separate Sky Chase and then transitioned into a full 2-act version of Mirage Saloon like we're playing right now.
Yeah, probably. Or they could have just cut the Sky Chase part entirely, because I don't need that. Like, I don't think a Sky Chase sequence in any Sonic game I can't remember ever really liking. Because I don't really like the ones in Sonic Adventure, I don't like the one in Sonic 2, I don't like
The
this
Sky
one.
Chase, the Sky Chase in Sonic 2 was just a neat interlude and in the lead into the big
Yeah.
climax where the story
They-
where the game
it
decided to have a
doesn't-
story for 10 minutes.
Well, nobody told them that was supposed to be climactic to the music, people, because that track is the most chill one in the entire game, and it feels really out
it
of place.
is. It's just that's where the game started experimenting with the stuff that would define Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Level transitions and a sort of ongoing narrative from level to level. So in that sense, Sky Chase was neat. It was not neat for its gameplay. It kind of went against everything Sonic was based on. The only reason anybody liked it at all was because it transitioned into Wing Fortress, which transitioned into Death Egg. It all made for a nice, neat little climax to the game's adventure.
Also, Mighty just says fuck you to every other shielded or spiked enemy in the game.
Man, this is totally Dust Hill Zone.
I mean, he's not wrong.
I mean, you could sort of get that vibe from Mirage Saloon Act 2, but it was more focused on its pinball stuff. So I didn't really get the sense that it played like Dust Hill Zone would have done. This, on the other
If I
hand,
remember
is totally
correctly,
Dust
there was
Hill.
also a Scratch Desert level in Sonic CD.
Which was also inspired by Dust
Skylar,
Hill.
do you have any trivia about that?
I
Well,
think, I
wait.
think they wanted to bring that back in the way ahead.
Yeah, Christian's been wanting to bring that level back. He, in Retro Sonic game he made...
Was it Desert Dazzle? Was that the name of it?
Yeah, in Sonic CD, he was going to make Desert Dazzle to fill in the missing R2 slot, which was, of course, based on Dust Hill, and like 20 years ago, with one of his first games, or maybe it was his very first game, Retro Sonic, one of the levels that he put in there was Dust Hill, so for him, this is probably legitimately 20 years in the making to have this level realized.
What was the reasoning why they didn't allow it for like the mobile port or the HD remake?
I think they wanted to keep new content to a minimum. Plus, that was his first outing with them, so he kind of had to go gradually, little by little, with each release.
They probably just wanted to keep it in the spirit of the original release.
And like even in Sonic 2, the rebuild of that, they didn't really intrude on anyone's experience with the new content. The hidden Palace Zone was hidden in a pit that was an instant death pit in the original, so it was
one
really
of my
just
favorite
a neat
secrets
secret,
in
yeah.
any iteration of a Sonic game.
Yeah, it was just a neat secret. Like, you jump down there probably just to fuck around. Surprise, new level.
I came in on the wrong side of the train.
Which is why, again, to go back what I was saying a couple of parts ago, if they ever do get the free reign to make, like, from beginning to end, make their own original thing, that's what I'm looking forward to the most. Like, hiding secrets like that in level design that gives me reason to go out of my way to, see what I can find.
Oh, the train takes off and then you can get at the...
Nope.
no, you can't.
Screen lock.
You had to come in from underneath.
Frustrated. Yeah.
Ooze.
Just jump off the train. That'll work.
Yeah, you can catch it. You're fast.
Damn.
Sadly, the screen won't scroll.
That's so weird, though.
Well,
It's like the
theoretically, Mighty and Ray shouldn't know that there's a thing in there because they're just looking down at the ground below them.
True.
I gotta tell you though, the color choice here is a little monotonous until you see the horizon. I don't know why, but that
Well,
little
it doesn't.
thing
It does. You don't realize that it's supposed to be. I think this is supposed to be sunrise. It does. It's not obvious when you're underground that it's supposed to be sunrise, and then it's like,
No, but
oh,
that's the
now
thing.
this makes sense. But until then, it's just
Thank
like everything's
God.
purple.
They're playing the Knuckles version of the boss instead of the Sonic and Tails version. I hate the Sonic and Tails version.
I
of the
feel
boss.
so slow because I completely forgot this is actually a boss from Sonic Chaos.
This is a boss from Sonic Chaos.
I mean,
Yes.
I was just gonna say, if we want to be pedantic, this is a Sonic and Tails boss.
Wow.
Yeah, you guys didn't know that?
Yeah.
Gigalopolis Zone. Or Gigopolis Zone.
No, cause who played Sonic Chaos?
No, but here's the thing though, because I have played the games before, but I don't maybe one twice. You know, so when I realized that afterwards, I was like, oh fuck, I'm slow.
John, how dare you not know every aspect of Sonic Chaos front to back? You're a fake Sonic fan. Fake. Oh yeah, sorry.
Hashtag
I'll
fake
get it
Sonic
right
fan.
next time.
No, you won't.
Hashtag.